Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode number 60, and we have a slight change of plans. Instead of doing the small court, we are going to do the Royal Unova, because it only leaves during the evening. During springtime, that is, I think, 5 to 8 p.m. So since we can't do this anytime, we'll go ahead and do it now, since it is between 5 and 8 p.m. The scenery is exhilarating, the battles are exciting, the ticket is $1,000. And we'll hear about the ship. So it leaves once a day, goes under some bridges. When the whistle blows 5 times, we've arrived at the dock. And a passenger deck full of trainers. Okay. Time to get on board. So, I did a lot of this back in Black and White. And I think it's probably pretty similar in this game. In fact, I think we actually did it earlier on in the Let's Play, didn't we? It's been a while now. But the trainers are significantly higher level than they were before. 4 trainers. And I believe these people in the hallways will tell you some hints about which rooms the trainers are in, because the longer it takes to find them, the less likely you will be to face them all. And I think each day of the week there's a different number of trainers, so it can be up to 7. How's the observation deck? Okay, what do you say? Blue doors today is 3, so we'll write that down. And then what do you say? I do. 1 on the port side, which is the left, and 3 on the starboard side. So starboard side, blue doors will give us the best chance of finding trainers the fastest. Good guess, get ready for battle. Alright, sweet. Only 4 trainers though, so we actually have time to do both this and the small court today. We'll see how it goes. And you can rematch all the trainers on this ship, on the small court, on the big stadium every single day, as well as Hugh and Colress and the Street Gym leaders. So quite a few options there. Alright, Rotom, and we are not going to use a ground move this time. We're going to be smart and use Surf. And this is the default Rotom form, so it's, I think, weaker than the others, and it's a Ghost and Electric type. Its other forms, at least some of them, have really good typing, because they're Electric and Water, Electric and Grass, Electric and Fire, Electric and Ice. Is there a, yeah, I think there's a Fridge. But anyway, okay, Alumaloa is a Water type, so we will go with Earthquake. So I did some research on the big stadium between episodes, and first thing, the other 2 trainers were called Amy and Ira, so I don't think that was a pun, or if it is, I'm not getting it. Unlike the other 2, which were, I think, Fred and Rick. Also, I might need some more batteries soon, now that I look at my little battery score there. I think my charger is right here, though. But yeah, so it actually is the same trainers you face there that you face earlier in the game, and the more gym badges you have, the stronger their Pokemon get, both in levels and also in evolution. One more Earthquake to get a Limaloa. So you can come back there at multiple points in the game if you ever need some additional experience. And then in the post-game, the post-Hall of Fame where we're at now, not only are the trainers at the highest level they'll get to, but there are also additional trainers. So the trainers will vary, some of them based on what day it is, and therefore I guess what like sport is being played. And then other ones are just totally random. So like the veteran we face, she's just a random trainer who can be there some days and not the other days. Some days there'll be other people instead. So moral of the story, come back multiple times and see what you can find. Alright, Butterfree has used Quiver Dance, so that will increase a bunch of its stats, but I think one more Sludge Wave will still do the trick. So we'll see how things go, and if we need to do more training, I don't know, I might go back and do the courts again, or the Royal Unova again, maybe as like a filler episode, but if I do, I'll mark it as such. Okay, 1 down, time is of the essence. I guess we real quickly use a Hyper Potion, because I don't want Flow to faint, and we don't have Drain Punch anymore. Another blue door here on the starboard side. And trainer number 2. Alright, so far, so good. And I think the whistle either blows once every minute, or there are certain like dud trainers you can find here where they just talk forever and ever, and as soon as they're done talking, it automatically blows. So it's really annoying if like you get a whistle, you talk to a trainer, and then like 10 seconds later, it goes off again. In fact, it might even be a strategy, like if you think you're almost at the minute mark, and you really want to min-max this, to talk to them, I guess as soon as possible. You want to do it before you hit that minute mark. Otherwise, you add a whole nother minute. And a Pharaoh. Shouldn't be too much of a threat, a normal and flying type. One hit knockout, good job Flo. 75, very nice. And a Linoon, very cool. Alright, Linoon is a normal type, so let's just stick with our best move, Surf. And as always, the question is, will it be a knockout? And it is. Good job, Flo. See, I think at this point these are kind of becoming easier sweeps. Maybe some of the veterans and higher level trainers at the courts might put up more of a threat, but okay, these are all red doors. Let's head down here, and then okay, they're all red doors. So there's still one more trainer here behind one of these red doors. And that kind of gives me a little bit of a hint too, because that means the last blue door trainer is also the port side trainer, so I can avoid all port side red doors. Corporate Warrior ready for battle. Alright, let's see what Pokemon this Corporate Warrior has. Clerk, male clerk Chaz, and he's got an Ariados. Chaz seems like a good name for a clerk. I wonder if that's what they call like business people in Japan. Okay, Ariados is a bug and poison type. So far I haven't found too many Pokemon that were either super effective against or not very effective against. For better or worse. But Flo does have less coverage moves, so kind of okay with that. And a Floatzel. Alright, Floatzel will resist our Surf attack, of course. So we will resort to Earthquake. And Floatzel is also very fast. So it goes first with a Aqua Tail. Decent chunk of damage, but let's see what we can do in return. Critical hit. Not sure if that mattered. Floatzel is very fast and decently strong, but doesn't have the best defenses. I trained one of those in Brilliant Diamond and learned that the hard way. Alright, so there's still one red door here. Guess I should have gone to these. Oh, I think that was a whistle. Don't know if that's number 1 or number 2. Probably number 2. Oh, a poem. Oh no, she's got to read this whole poem. Oh, see, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen, because that means, yep, there's another whistle. That's probably number 3. Well, thank you very much for sharing your poem with me. If you guys want to read the poem, you can put this on very slow mode and watch it, but I think we're really here for the battles. Alright, she is not a trainer. So, they said there were 3 on the port side. Did I miss a door? Oh, this door. This must be it. No, okay. I'm very confused. I must have missed a door somewhere, but let's go through the blue doors here, because we know there's one more blue door trainer still. But it's not him, and oh no, another whistle. Probably only have one more left, so you might not get in all 4 trainers, but we'll try to get in 3. This Viper guy goes on and on. Or did I lose count? Usually I keep a notepad by me to... Blue doors. Okay, 2 more blue doors. Hopefully one of these is not the Viper guy. Yay, battle, okay. But I thought it was 3 starboard, 1 port. And 3... I must have just missed a door on the right side. You guys might know which one it is, but I do not, so... But they definitely said only 1 on port and 3 blue. So that means it's a red one on the starboard. I must have just missed one of the red doors. Okay. Well, we will try that again in a second, if we have time. And I'm pretty sure the clock stops while you're in the battle, by the way, so you don't have to be worrying about, like, rushing through the battle as quickly as possible. Oh, there we go. A grass type. It will resist Surf and Earthquake, but should be weak to Sludge Wave. And there we go. Nicely done, Flo. Amazing, so that's what a Pokemon from the city is like. Not sure where I got Flo. Not sure it's really the city, but... Oh, I just lost count. Okay, never mind. I'm just bad at math, apparently. Sweet, that was 4 trainers. We can check the observation deck real quick. Sometimes there'll be like an item or something there, I think. Oh. Nice view of Castelia City, which is funny, because... I guess we're sailing back into Castelia, maybe? That's probably it. But yeah, you can see where you are on the map. Well, that's cool. I like that. I wonder if we... If you just like stay there the entire time, can you actually watch the whole journey? Yep, there's the whistle. The cruise ship will arrive in Castelia City shortly. Congratulations, you defeat all the trainers on the ship, and we get a lava cookie. You do get better prizes, I think, on certain days, and I think the day where you can defeat 7 trainers, which I want to say is Sunday, but I could be wrong, you actually can get a rare candy, I think? It's been a very long time, so hopefully I'm not lying to you guys. But... Alright, well that was actually quicker than expected. So let's fly back to Nimbasa and take on the small court. And if we have time after that, we'll head back to the big stadium as well and face some different trainers, since that was just yesterday I did the previous one. I will heal up though, just get some power points back. I think we did lose a little bit of health maybe to that Weasel, or Floatzel rather. And I think I'll keep Flo out because they're all level 75, so might as well get Flo to 76 since Flo will be our best Pokemon against Colress's Metagross, because I do want to do one more rematch. Now that we're going to be about the same levels. Okay, so that is the big stadium. This should be the small court. Almost as big though, at least on the outside. And good, the players aren't playing a game. If you come during a certain time of day, on certain days of the week, the players are on the fields, there's no trainers. But games in the rain look extra tough, don't they? So it looks like there's actually a decent number of trainers here. It must be like the big stadium in that they add more trainers in the post-game. And a cast form. A normal type that changes type depending on the weather. Luckily for us right now, there is no weather effect, so cast form does not get any bonuses. Now, of course, it might use like Sunny Day or something, but it never got a chance to. It'd be kind of fun to train a cast form at some point. I was thinking, this is a while ago, but I was thinking about like what I would teach a cast form, and I think what I decided was like, okay, Rain Dance, Weather Ball. Let's face them next. A lady challenging us to battle elegantly. I think it was gonna be like Rain Dance, Hail, Weather Ball, and what was the other move that I wanted to teach it? Ice Beam, maybe? Because then you have, or Thunderbolt? No, I think it'd be Thunderbolt, right? Because then you'd have Bolt Beam, essentially. So what Weather Ball does, let me back up. Cast Form's ability makes it a corresponding type to the weather, so it becomes water type in the rain, it becomes fire type in the sun, it becomes ice type in snow, and it doesn't actually do anything in Sandstorm, but then it also has a signature ability called Weather Ball. Well, I guess it's not really a signature ability because I think Roserade and a few others can learn it now, but Cast Form was the OG, and the OG Weather Baller. And Weather Ball also changes type depending on what the weather is. And I believe Weather Ball can be like rock type during a sandstorm, but for whatever reason they just never add a sandy form for cast form as far as I can recall. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like there was one type that he doesn't have, and I'm pretty sure it's for sandstorm. Alright, was that 76? No, not yet. Alright, we'll go a little bit more and then we'll do some double battling too. There's actually more trainers here than on the ship, although these guys are a little bit easier to get to. Smasher Aspen, all the tennis players out today. So yeah, I was brainstorming that if I was against most types, I could go water and then use a water type Weather Ball. Okay, another grass type. Sludge Wave it is. Ooh, Hurricane. It's a very strong flying move. It's a special move. It's kind of like the special equivalent of Focus Blast a little bit. And it can confuse you too. So that one crit, but thankfully it's not cause confusion. Honestly, given the choice between being crit and confused, there are a lot of times I'd rather take the critical hit. Confusion is very annoying. But what's not annoying is getting to level 76. Good job, Flo. And Lilligant. Alright, great. Another grass type. Let's see how much damage Sludge Wave does. So the reason that Ice and... oh, not quite a knockout. Oh no! Petal Dance is going to be a knockout, but I guess that gives us a chance to bring in another Pokemon. Alright, let's fight grass with grass and bring in Asper. Could use Mega Horn, but return should be enough. So the reason that they call it Bolt Beam because of the move Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, which a lot of Pokemon can learn. And if you have those two, there are very few Pokemon that resist both Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. Hey Zinc, yay. Alright, let's see who's up next. Alright, we can leave him up, that's fine. Disguise as Rust for a change, but not sure it'll matter too much against these trainers. Maybe we'll do the double battle next, or at least one of them next. So by using like an Ice-type Weather Ball with Hail in combination with Thunderbolt, which I think we can learn. Or even I could do Thunder, maybe. Maybe that was what I had as my strategy. I'll have to see if I can find that. I wrote it down somewhere. Where I have a little spreadsheet I use to keep track of everything. I added to the spreadsheet somewhere, but maybe I was thinking like Rain Dance, Thunder, Weather Ball, and Hail. Because then most of the time I could use Rain Dance and use a combination of Thunder and Weather Ball for pretty good type coverage. Alright, a Water type. We'll stick with Night Days. And then what Pokemon resist both Water and Electric? It'd be Grass types. So yeah, against Grass types, then I would use Hail to turn to Ice type and to turn Weather Ball into a Ice attack. So I think that was the strategy. I think it was going to be Rain Dance, Hail, Weather Ball, and Thunder. And a Gorbis, saw one of those not too long ago. Oh, there's that 5% dodge. Luckily for us, it did not know we were a Dark type and tried to use Psychic. It's kind of funny, you think Gorbis would use a Water attack against a Rock type, but maybe this Gorbis doesn't have any. And Huntail, Gorbis' counterpart. Thankfully, Night Days did not miss this time. And Fisherman Devon has been defeated. A kind of weird place for a fisherman to be, but I guess he's a sports fan too. And a Dive Ball. Alright, so I remember that I haven't faced the person on the left first, or left yet, but let's do these two trainers first. I bet these are backers, whatever they're called. Yeah. I and CL. So, ICL, CL, CLI. I don't know. I guess most of these are not puns. I feel like they're puns because they're like weird names, but maybe they're just unusual names. Alright, this time we're against, like the same two Grass types. That's funny. All the Pokemon there are to choose from, and they have like the exact same ones. I am not going to go for Outrage because I don't want to accidentally Outrage Russ. Cotton Spore, that'll slow us down, I believe. But let's see if Flamethrower will be a knockout. It is super effective. It is, yay. We don't get stabbed, so I was a little bit worried there. And Dragon Claw would not normally affect Whimsicott in later games because it becomes part Fairy type. But of course there is no Fairy type in Black 2. Or White 2 for that matter. And some more XP. Alright, we'll do this trainer next. A powerful serve at 120 miles per hour. That sounds fast. I'm not really sure how fast a serve typically is, but I'll believe her that that's pretty good. And a Voltorb. Makes sense she would have a ball Pokemon for being a tennis player. Hopefully she's not swacking her Voltorb around though. That'd be mean. Alright, we don't have any ground attacks. 4 of our team have ground attacks, but Nim is not one of them. Nim and Asper do not. I'm gonna guess Electrode. Jellicent, okay, not even close, but still pretty cool because Jellicent being a Ghost and Water type will be weak to our Dark Night Days. I just realized that's kind of a pun too, like night and days. So like, if you did it the other way, Night Days, it would make no sense, but like with a Z, it makes total sense. Somebody was very clever naming that move. And another Zinc, yay. It's like, I never realized until like a couple years ago that the Farfetch'd you get in Red and Blue if you trade for it is named Dux, D-U-X, which is like a pun on ducks. Like D-U-C-K-S, and it's kind of a duck Pokemon. I'm not sure who we have up, but let's go for it. Which seems really obvious in hindsight, but I guess to like a 9-year-old kid, it wasn't that obvious. And then once they were named ducks, they were just always named ducks. I never really thought about it after that. So here we are. And if you want one more embarrassing Aravail fact, which I don't think I've shared before, maybe I have, until very recently, like a year or two ago, I never understood the move Leech Life. Like I understood what it did. All right, real quick, let's do. We don't have Shadow Claw anymore. All right, we will do Wild Charge against Jellicent and Dragon Claw versus Ibstrika. But I always thought Leech Life was a noun and not a, or I thought the leech in Leech Life was a noun and not a verb. So, because I always thought of like a leech, like it's not a bug, the slug, whatever they are, like a leech. So I thought Leech Life was like, you know, the sporting life or, you know, surf life. I thought it was just leech life. Like, oh yeah, living that leech life, man. But then one day, very recently, it occurred to me, oh my god, it is a verb, and you're telling your Pokemon to leech life, to leech the life of your opponent. Leech as a verb, which I guess I didn't know was a word until probably after I knew about leeches as a noun. So yeah, I went through my entire, or most of my adult life thinking that leech life was a totally different meaning than it actually was. Oh, I think she's the last one. Oh, interesting. She says the same thing as the ace trainer from somewhere else. Was it the big stadium? Is she the same trainer that just appears in either one? Yep, Jinx, I remember that. Oh, also, I did want to go back and look, and that veteran did have 4 Pokemon, not 3, so it was Relicanth first. So I thought there were 4 when I was facing them. I was like, wait, she has a 4th? But when I first saw her Pokemon, for some reason, I was thinking it was 3. Alright, Jinx knows that Super Power is a good move, but I think Flare Blitz is actually the way to go here. Yep, down goes Jinx. And I don't remember who she has next. Vaporeon. Okay, that could be tough. We will try for a Wild Charge, but Vaporeon has a lot of health, so will it be enough? Place your bets now. It is! Yay. Good job, Vasa. I think that was Vaporeon's weaker defense stat coming into play. And that's why a lot of times in competitive battling, you would give it a lot of defense EVs to make up for its lower defense. Okay, we're gonna go with one more Wild Charge. Oh, Aerodactyl is faster and use Sky Drop. I probably should have switched there. And we can't switch now, I'm pretty sure, because we're being Sky Dropped. Yep. So you click a button, but it's really just futile. Nothing to do but endure the Sky Drop. Another move that's really interesting to use in double battles, because you can take one of your opponent's Pokemon off the field. And we'll bring Alton back out again, and because it's not a double battle, we can use our full force Outrage. Although, after the Sky Drop. Okay, so I think the way this works is because we're slower, it Sky Drops, yeah, and then we can use Outrage. I'd be curious to know what happens if we use Outrage and then it Sky Drops us. Like, it interrupts the Outrage, but does that mean we get confused, or we don't get confused? I could see it going either way. Somebody will have to figure that out for science and let me know in the comments. Hey, another PP up. Those seem much easier to come by in this game than in others. There are other players here, but they are not trainers. Only the ones who stand by the entrance are trainers. So let's make a quick run to the Pokemon Center. And then I think we'll face a few trainers at the big stadium. And next episode, we might fight 3 very tough trainers. We'll do Colress again, and then we'll probably do the next 2 trainers after that. Because at this point, I'm kind of running out of things to do. So I think we're going to defeat those 3 high-level trainers. Then we'll do the Pokemon World Tournament, and then it's on to the Pokemon League rematch. Now, Pokemon World Tournament, there's a lot of different tournaments and cool trainers to face there, so we might spend a couple episodes there. But I'll try to mark them in the titles clearly so that if for whatever reason you're not interested in them, you can skip them. But, I mean, who wouldn't be interested? You get to fight all the cool old gym leaders and champions and Elite Four members. I think Elite Four members, not sure about that, from previous games. Actually, you know what? Now I think about it, I don't know if you can fight the Elite Four members. I think it's only the gym leaders and the champions, but still pretty cool. And let's bring Russ to the front of the party. And we'll see who awaits us today at the big stadium. Once wants to marry a professional athlete. Well, I suppose this is the place to come. There are a lot of them here. Lastana and her 3 Pokemon, Mischievous, the unevolved form of Mischievous. Or Mismagius, rather. I was about to say, that's really silly that the only difference is like 1 letter, but it's not. Mismagius is more than 1 letter different from Mischievous. I think I used to always call it Mischievous as a kid, which is probably why I had that in my head. Grudge is very annoying. If you knock it out after it uses Grudge, you lose a lot of power points. I don't know if it's all power points. It might be all, yep, all power points. Ah, that sucks. That's annoying. Well. So it's kind of like Destiny Bond, but instead of killing you, it just removes your power points, which is almost worse. In fact, I would argue that here it might even be worse, because revives are easier to come by than ethers and elixirs are. And Delcatty, well, we don't have Fly anymore, so we'll have to try for Stone Edge and hope that it hits. Our other good stab move. I did give Russ a Sharp Beak temporarily again, since we have Fly. But before we getting ahead of myself, before we face Colress and the other 2 trainers next episode, I'll make sure to give him back Acrobatics and no item. Alright, we'll keep going for now, though. We'll do this guy, and then the double battle next. Striker Marco and his 2 Pokemon, starting with a Graveler. Alright, that's pretty good, because we can use Earthquake, although this Graveler might have Sturdy. So, let's see how this plays out. Could also use U-turn to break the Sturdy, and then go back again. Alright, good, this one does not have Sturdy. And Hitmonlee. This would be a great time to have Fly. Stone Edge is not very effective. Let's use U-turn. Who I'm going to bring in, I don't really know, but someone different. You know, I guess we don't have any Pokemon that resist fighting attacks, do we? No, we really don't. Wow. Probably should have had a Psychic type, a Ghost type, or a Flying type that's not also a Rock type on this team, but luckily, Ulting can take a good hit regardless of the type. Well, except, I guess, Ice and Dragon. And we'll retaliate with a Dragon Claw. Should be more than enough to take out this Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are named after Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, by the way, which I feel like most people know, but it's one of those things that if nobody tells you it, you might go through life not realizing that and being like, what? Oh my god. Carbos. Alright, so that's a cool item. Let me just make sure that Nim can't use it. I'm pretty sure he can't, though. Yep. They are all EV maxed. It's still battle time. Now, I assume that the regular trainers here are different. Yeah, Lesson Web, okay. I think it's only the random trainers that could be any day of the week that are probably shared between the 2 arenas. 2 Lipards, if they use Fake Out, that could be really annoying, so let's hope they don't. Hey, I'm going to use U-turn again just because it's super effective here. And this is the real Bossa, so Superpower is also super effective. Now, I don't know if U-turn will be a knockout. I'm going to say it will be, because even though it's not a super high base power move, only base power 70, it's super effective, and Russ is just such a high attack stat. Has such a high attack stat. Plus we're 12 levels higher. Not too surprised. Alright, we'll bring out Ulton for some XP. And actually Lipard might be faster, so... faster than Bossa, that is. Nope, Bossa is fast. Oh wait, either it's faster or this might have been the Lipard that used Sucker Punch. Alright, good job, team. Once again. Thank you for listening to the beat of our spirit. Happy to do so. Alright, moving right along. Pokemon and Pokeballs are my real friends. Don't see any veterans or cool trainers here, so I'm not sure who the best trainer would be. There might just not be one. They might all be about the same. But a Swanna is pretty cool. And luckily, it is weak to Stone Edge. Unfortunately, Stone Edge can miss. And now with Tailwind, his team will be almost certainly faster for 3 turns. This would be a great time for Stone Edge to hit. There we go. Nice. I wonder if Swanna can have the ability Swift Swim. I feel like it can, but I could be wrong there. I'm not sure about that at all. In which case, if it did, its speed would be like off the charts from the Tailwind plus the Swift Swim boost. And a Kecleon. Alright, Kecleon is a very cool Pokemon. I'm going to use U-Turn to turn it a different color, or a different type rather. In this case, Bug type, and then I'll bring in a Pokemon that's good against Bug types. Yes, so color change transforms it into the type of the move that it was most recently hit with. Very unique ability. Okay, who is good against Bug types? Bassa is. Not that it really matters too much, because Kecleon has like a quarter of its HP left. Synchronoise. I think that only affects Pokemon that are the same type as the move, or as the Pokemon using it, maybe. But it's normally learned by Psychic Pokemon, which is really weird because like then you can only use it against other Psychic Pokemon, in which case it's not very effective. So why would you use it? It's just, I don't know. Not my favorite move by a long shot. Okay, I got a few more trainers to face, it looks like. Let's bring Bassa to the lead, and we use some quick potions. This might be a little bit of a long episode, but I'll keep going, because it's been going pretty fast, actually, and we can probably defeat these trainers in short order. Okay, a little bit more for Russ as well. Alright, Bassa, my friend, you are up. This guy is not skipping work. A likely story. Maybe he's just here on his lunch hour. Clerk Nelson with 5 Pokemon. So I would be excited, but because he's a clerk and not like an ace trainer, that means they're going to probably be a bunch of weak Pokemon. And Yanma so far is not giving me a lot of confidence that I'm wrong. Alright, so we're going to use Wild Charge because it's still super effective and will still be a knockout, but should do a little less recoil damage than Flare Blitz. Since Wild Charge is 1/4 and Flare Blitz is 1/3. And Ledian, another bug and flying type. We'll stick with the same strategy then, go with another Wild Charge. There we go. It's funny that we're doing more damage to ourselves than his Pokemon are. Okay, Scolipede. At last a true competitor. And Scolipede is not weak to Wild Charge, so let's switch to Fire Blast. We're still faster, and this will be a knockout. But at least it's causing us to have to use one of our better moves. Okay, we're about half health, and we are level 76. Next up is Sizer. This guy really likes bug types. Sizer is another much stronger bug type. Like, if he had a Yanmega and a, well, Ledian's always Ledian, but if he had a Yanmega, most of his team would be pretty decent. I want to say Fretris is the last one. I really have no idea, though. Kricketune, okay. Kricketune is pure bug type, so we'll use Fire Blast. Or Flare Blitz, rather. One of those fire moves. I actually think that Wild Charge probably would have still knocked out Kricketune anyway. It's a weak Pokemon, and it's 16 levels lower, but we'll play it safe. If I had known this would happen, I would have worked diligently. And another Ultra Ball. Alright, so we have 3 more battles, it looks like. Yeah, sometimes breaks are good. Kind of clear your mind and get you ready for the rest of the workday. Let's do the double battle next. Telling us about the offside penalty. Not sure what that is. Not much of a sports guy, to be honest. Just never really had the time. Kay and Allie. And they have 2 Swanna. Okay. I do wish they had a little bit more diverse Pokemon, but I guess these are probably the trainers who are here in the base games, so maybe that's why. I don't know. And because they could be a threat with like a Hurricane, I'm going to actually double up into the same one. Just to make sure we knock out at least one of them. Because there's a chance they might survive. But they did not. And there's no risk, because if they do faint, Dragon Claw just gets redirected to the other ones, so no harm done. Alright, good job both Alton and Esper. What we just saw is offside. I bet it's offside. Is that like out of bounds? Offside is when... the girl next to me will explain. They don't even know. Alright, well that makes 3 of us. Let me tell you about the strength of the team what you create when you put a strong Pokemon at the core. I'd agree with that. Although I think my teams are usually more equals. I do usually try to have like a first among equal, like one who's probably just slightly more powerful than the others, whether it's like a pseudo-legendary or a mega evolution. Not sure who would be in this game. Probably Alton, because he's like what I call it quasi-legendary. I think has the highest overall base stats, although actually Archeops probably has higher base stats, but it has Defeatist. So I don't know, I actually might say that Archeops is probably our star player here. Because most of the time it's above half its health, so it's in its strong form the vast majority of the time. Alright, a Sneasel. That is an Ice and Dark type, so it seems like a good opportunity to use Superpower. It'd be funny if he snatched my stat drops, but I don't think it works that way. And I think he does have one more Pokemon, so unfortunately our attack will be lowered for that, but definitely didn't need that crit there. That's like 8 times damage against a fairly weak Pokemon. Alright, Liepard. Luckily, it is still weak to Superpower, so we can use another one of those. And I'm sure this will be a knockout. And there we go. You taught me, you are great. I'm happy to help. And another Carbos. Yeah, this is a great way to make money too, just getting all these vitamins and then selling them. Because they go for like 4,900 a piece, I think. Alright, Esper, last one, 276. And he probably won't get there against this one more trainer. I'm curious, is he like going to be a custodian guy? What is this guy? What is that sprite? Oh, a painter. Oh, that's cool. Artist Pierre. And a Smeargle. Okay. Smeargle is another very unique Pokemon. It can only learn the move Sketch, but Sketch can be used to copy any other move in the game, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not very strong stat-wise, so you can give it a really good moveset, which is kind of what makes it viable in competitive battling. But yeah, if it doesn't get a chance to attack, then only so much it can do. That's why a lot of people give it like Fake Out and like sometimes even a Silk Scarf, or not Silk Scarf, a Choice Scarf rather, to make sure it goes fast. But alright, that is it for the Royal Unova, the Small Court, and the Big Stadium. I'll do a little more training for Asper off screen, and when we come back we will have an episode filled with tough and exciting Pokemon battles against Colress and 2 other guys over at the Game Freak headquarters. So, as always, thank you guys very much for watching, keep being awesome, and I'll see you again soon.